Sup, bitches? What it do, my boo-boos? Welcome back to Andi's World. Today, Andi's World is up and moving. We are beginning our journey to the next chapter of the adventure. We are going to Europe next, but in like 2 days. So today I fly from Bali to Bangkok and I'll spend the night there. And then tomorrow, oh my God, that's already tomorrow. Tomorrow I have my long haul flight. I fly from Bangkok to Paris, and I will spend the night there again. And then I have an early ass flight on Thursday from Paris to Vienna. And then I'll meet my mommy. Yay! But I figured I should give y'all my rundown on Bali while I'm still here. I like don't even know that I have words because it doesn't even feel real that I'm leaving yet. Uni's on her way to come get payment for the dresses, which you'll see in another vlog how those turned out. I'm not as thrilled with them as I thought I'd be. However, I also think that I just set my hopes too high, but if you're curious what they look like, go check that vlog out. Anyways, Bali. So, this trip has been different from any other I've done because I've been in one place for so long. But that was kind of my goal this summer, is I wanted to immerse somewhere new and just, like experience life elsewhere for a longer period of time. So, as we know, I had the Luxe Week planned, which also, if you were curious about that, go check that vlog out. But that's kind of how I ended up here. Now, after being here, I will give you my pros and my cons. Pros, it's mostly affordable, okay? My villa that I have, I think I paid like $1,300 a month for it. So less than what I was paying for rent at home, and it's a bigger space. Food is super affordable. However, asterisk on that, eating out is super affordable. The grocery store is way more expensive. Granted, I think you could probably go to like a local mart or shop from like locals and it would be way more affordable, but I don't know the lay of that land, and there's a grocery store across the street from my villa. Pepito Market, see? This is my card. But yeah, no, groceries are expensive. So that's kind of backwards. Although I guess like at home, groceries are expensive too. But I don't know that they're more expensive than eating out, Anyways, aside from that, the weather is nice. It's pretty comparable to Florida. I think it rains less here and it's less humid, but it's still hot and a little muggy sometimes and rains. Anyways, but I like it here, like the energy is good for the most part. Now, let's go to cons. And when I tell you my cons, you're gonna think, do you actually like this place? And yeah, it was fine for the time being. However, I could never live here full time. At least not in Canggu. Okay, first off, I wish I had stayed in a different part. I wish I had stayed in Uluwatu. That was my favorite part that I experienced. But that's okay, you live and you learn. Cons, traffic. That shit is crazy. Crazy. I would have liked to have had a scooter during my time here to, scoot around and explore more. However, I wasn't about to drive in this craziness. It's more of an understanding of a driving etiquette rather than laws, I feel, from my observations. So, sometimes it seems like they're all just playing a game of chicken. You know, like who's got more balls here? Anyways, my next con. The water. My poor hair. So I have been getting my hair washed at a salon since June, I want to say, maybe July, because I was washing my own hair, even with the filter that I bought, and it still was just like not okay. So I was like, I'm gonna go to a salon where they have a big filtration system so that I don't lose all my hair. However, I do still think I've had a decent amount of hair loss, unfortunately, but it's getting better since I, was going to the salon. So I'm really excited. Oh, and on top of that, still on the topic of water, you might think this is weird. I don't. I think it's time savvy. I brush my teeth in the shower. Can't do that here. Nope. Can't do, I will wash my face and I'm like, so afraid that I'm gonna get water in my mouth and get Bye Bali. So I'm really excited to not have that fear anymore. However, I will have that one more night in Bangkok. Bangkok and I kind of have some beef because that's where I got tummy issues earlier this summer and became a skinny queen. Not actually, but it helped. Anyways, I digress. My next complaint. I think for me, I just wasn't in a place where I was feeling super social this trip, So I kind of inflicted that on myself. But also I felt like it was somewhat difficult to meet people. The only place I really ever met people was Nirvana, the place that I've been going for working out. But aside from that, I don't really think I did too much. Honestly, I spent a lot of time with myself on this trip and I'm okay with that, but it's given me a lot of time to think and reflect, and at first I really struggled with it. There's definitely been times throughout this that I've struggled with it in the sense that I felt like I should be doing more. In the past, I was always so go, 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 one stop after another, meeting all these people, doing all these fun things. And here, I'm home, hanging out on my couch every weekend, every night, actually. I didn't really go out. But also, I don't drink anymore, and, it's not I'm going out to flirt with guys because I have a boyfriend. And, girls, I made one girlfriend, but also, she was great, very nice. But, not, I think we hung out one time, So, it was a lot of spending time with myself, which is fine. I did some reading. I kind of just existed, to be honest. But I struggled with the whole feeling like I needed to be doing more. So I feel like I didn't make the most out of this trip. But then I have to pull myself back and remember that this is kind of what I was going for, I wanted to just exist somewhere. So, I had my routine down and I have my favorite coffee shops. Well, my number one favorite coffee shop is called Wildflower Coffee in Umalas. I think that's the area. I don't know. But it's so good. I love their latte. It's a vanilla latte, by the way, which sometimes can be hard to come by here. Anyways, so yeah, I think it's been a lot of, I don't even know if I want to say growing, because I don't know that I've grown yet. However, I've been able to identify areas of which I could use some growth. Mostly in terms of my relationship and how I am in a relationship, but we don't need to discuss that. Maybe in the future. But yeah, I wish I had gone to more islands, but at the same time, I didn't want to bounce around like that, you know? Especially given the fact that I'm doing 5 countries in the next 6 weeks. So that's gonna be a lot of movement. So, you know, I think it's good that I had this recovery period to just kind of chill out, you know, because we were bouncing around in Thailand and I was already tired. And I'm like, am I getting old? Don't answer that. I already answered in my head. Anyways, but yeah, it's been nice to be able to like unpack and not have to move my life every couple of days. But at the same time, I'm about to go do that and I'm excited about that. So, although I think I gotta ditch some weight, man. I got a lot of stuff. I honestly might buy my mom another suitcase and try to send her home with that. Cause I've got all my dresses. I don't need to have those with me. You know, I can send them on home. So, and plus like, I know I'm gonna wanna shop. I need to shop because of the horse trekking thing that I'm doing. I don't really have a lot of good stuff for that. But again, I digress. But also space is limited because my mom and I are road tripping in a Mini Cooper. Surprise! Because you'll see this before you see that. Anyways, but yeah. Overall, I'm glad I did it. But I'm also glad that I'm about to go see people. And like my friends and my mom and, you know, have some interaction again. But yeah, I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I got to see Bali. But I think if I were to come back, I would come back to Indonesia, but I would want to explore other islands, you know? Like, I'd go see Java, I'd go see Lombok, I'd go see Komodo Islands, I'd go to some random tiny island and just disappear, you know? Like, I feel like, yes, I'm on the other side of the world by myself, but I'm in Bali. That's not really disappearing, you know? So, that's what I've learned. Yeah. Would I recommend Bali? Yes. But I would not recommend Canggu. That's a lie. You could come see it for like 2 nights, you know, go to Finn's, go to wherever. There's a lot of food, there's good shopping, but I would stay in Uluwatu or go to the middle of the island, go to the north side of the island. Like, I didn't do that, so I don't know what's up there, but I was over in Tebanon-ish area when I did that green retreat, which was chef's kiss. I think that was the highlight. That in Uluwatu, no. Okay, yeah, no. The green retreat that I did, that was the highlight of my Bali trip. I mean, that was so peaceful. Like, that was really healing, and I feel like that's what Bali is all about. I felt the magic there, you know? I feel like in Canggu, all you feel is the fucking fumes up your nose. Like, it's the fumes of, like, traffic, like the gas. And I understand now why people wear masks, because there were some days when I was sitting in this traffic and I was like, I literally cannot breathe. I feel like if I breathe, I'm just inhaling straight cancer to my lungs. It was awful. But, yeah. I also felt the magic in Uluwatu, but I don't feel the magic in Canggu, really. Except for when I'm, like, on the back of a bike and there's not traffic, so we're just kind of, like, zooming and you can feel, like, the wind on your face. I am gonna miss the motorbikes. They are so fun. Sometimes. Most of the time. Without the traffic, they're really fun. So, yeah. I think that's my Bali review for now. I don't really have too much else to say about it. But if I think of anything else, I'll be sure to let y'all know. So, till next time, till the next adventure, till our next giggle. I hope we do it again soon. We will, spoiler alert. Anyways, ew. I do not want to watch that back, but I'm gonna have to. It's called exposure therapy. Face your fears. Okay, till next time. Toodles! Mwah!